Welcome to part 7 of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and oh, it's this place, the Pond of Happiness. Before you say anything, it's nothing wrong with me. The last time I did the Pond of Happiness, when I finally maxed out my arrows and my bombs, it left me with a good fortune. I ended up being attacked by cuckoos. I will never forget that. Anyway, what the Pond of Happiness is supposed to do, you're supposed to drop 100 rupees, and it'll give you an upgrade between your arrows and your bombs. You can have up to 70 arrows and 50 bombs, but it's going to take a good bit of rupees in order for you to get all of the upgrades you could possibly need for your arrows and your bombs. Not like you're not going to collect rupees, because sometimes there's going to be sparkling rocks going all around Hyrule, so best believe you can just grab them. And then there's the digging game that we'll eventually go to later on in part 9. Oh god, the digging game. The reason why I say oh god, it's because it's probably one of the hardest heart pieces to find in the game. And lastly, by me dumping all 100 rupees in, it's only going to do that for the first time, having to do 5 sets of 20 rupees. And after that, I can dump like 50 rupees per visit, and then I'll end up getting upgrades to bombs and to arrows. So by then I'll have enough upgrades for bombs and arrows by that time. Alright, now we're here in Death Mountain, and as you see, I got 20 bombs and 40 arrows. Well, 35 because I used 5 of them on the way up here. Here's something that somebody was going to mention earlier. This is a fairy pond that I should have went up to went here before I went up to the Tower of Hera, only having like maybe one fairy left by the time I was done. But it worked out in the end, and I ended up smearing the boss of the Tower of Hera all across the board and barely got any damage off of him. More like barely gotten damaged by him, that's what I meant to say. However, things are a little bit different if you try to go to the Dark World this time around. Last time you had that one unique theme before you got the Moon Pearl, and now you get this. And the only reason why we're here in this area right about now, and by the way, you might want to be careful, because in this game sometimes there are portals that'll transport you into a bunny regardless if you have the Moonstone or not. Anyway, as I was saying, the reason why we're here, as I got the Book of Medora, I also have the Master Sword. Now would be a good time to get the Ether Medallion. Though that stone will be unreadable now, hold up the book, and there we go. Ether is now in our hands. So, with that said, on to Aganhim and also Hyrule Castle. The only way for us to get there, though, we have to go through that door right there. So, I think we could just aggravate the guard instead of running into him. And we just need to go into this room right here. Now, here's the thing. Originally, if you run into this, it'll do 3 damage to you because it's like, it's a room that can't be killed without the Master Sword. And now that we have the Master Sword, there's no problem here. And this is the reason why I also grabbed Ether. Because you see, Ether really is a good way to stop these Dark Nuts. The Dark Nuts that have the ball and chains. Especially the gold ones. They're a pain in the ass. Believe me, Ether is going to be the end-all, be-all in this absolute madness of a castle. Well, it's not really madness. It's a short way up, and there's no map, and there's no compass. You know where you're going. It's just a straight shot. And the beam attack is definitely working its wonders. As a matter of fact, I should dare say that thanks to having no invincibility frames, the beam attack is pretty damn good. Although, don't get used to the beam attack, folks. There are going to be some times where you're not going to be able to use the sword as an actual legit weapon, and you'll have to rely on the dungeon items in the Dark World. Yeah, they're going to come sometimes to that. Oh, and I'm actually lighting the torches here so I can see where I'm going. You don't have to, but for some reason the Game Boy Advance, if it's dark, it will be excessively dark. I don't even know what that was for. But whatever the case, we have a chest there, and that chest contains the key. And why am I going around in circles? I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't become a thing. Oh, right. I'm also opening up pots because sometimes they have stuff and sometimes they don't. And like I said, sometimes they have stuff, sometimes they don't. They have about a couple of rupees, some potions, and also this is what I came here to look for. And let's see if there's a... Nope, I've got a heart and I've got full hearts, so we're good. 10 hearts will suffice. Besides, in this game, Aganhim is nowhere near as hard as he was in the original. No invincibility frames definitely make the world a difference. And one of them dropped a fairy? Wow. You know, not going in with fairies in that last part is making up for the fact that... Okay, how should I put this? The game's literally making up for the fact that I didn't have any fairies in the last episode. But at least I got my beam attack back. Let's see if I got another... Oh, let's toss this over to that guy. Oh, God! I just fell right into the cliff. Okay, that was funny. Let that be the highlight of this LP. I'm sorry. That was fucking hilarious. I don't know if that was a switch to a door or not, but I just pushed it just because instinct. Uh-oh. Yeah, everything's starting to get dark around the palace here. Oh, one of those guys actually had the key. Go figure. Let's see. Do I really need the light? Probably don't. Okay, I definitely don't now. I can see perfectly clearly now. And yes, invincibility frames for the win. That took care of those guys. I think there's 2 more left. Well, 3 more rooms actually. There's this room with these guys here. It's great that they're just stuck in place and invincibility frames are just like completely and utterly ignored. Okay, you just cost me... Oh, come on! Oh, by the way, those old school keys, I think, they only show up here. Yeah, they only show up here for some reason. Well, whatever the case, this is the last room here. Because they got one of each Dark Nut. The red one that throws the lances, the blue one that runs at you with a sword, and the one with the mace. And that's pretty much all of them. So what awaits us is... Oh, wait. We still got this room, too. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to end up being attacked. Yep, I knew it. God damn it. Of course that happens. Oh, wait, no. This was... I think this might be the last room right here. That's always funny. Just the fact that the sword makes the enemy stun lock. Alright, now we're here. we're in the room indefinitely, and here's Aganhim. I'm pretty sure we all know what he's gonna do. Yeah, he's been waiting for about 5 or 6 parts, but hey, we're here, so let's go on ahead and say goodbye to Zelda, because we'll never see her again until, if I'm not mistaken, part 14. Yeah. That's when we're going to be heading over the Turtle Rock. So with that said, this is the last time we see Zelda, but we gotta smack up Aganhim for his troubles. And, of course, he's behind the curtain. So let's get ready to duel this guy. Alright, let's do this. Aganhim, the reason why he's easier, invincibility frames. Like I said, it will come back to haunt you, yes, but it will also haunt the computer. Because you see, Aganhim's invincibility frames will more than likely get him to constantly throw a fireball at you. But at the exact same time, his lightning can do 2 hits to you, which will take like maybe 6 hearts off of you if you don't have a full bar. But at the exact same time, oh yeah, there's that. And that's the first time he actually hit me because he fooled me with that little trick of his. Now if I'd used the spin attack to bring that back to him, this fight would already be over with. In fact, I'm just making short work of him. Hell, you can even use a fishing net at him. That's the most ironic part. We only got 1 more hit from him, and that's it. See? There we go. Done. And with that, we are done with the light world for now. We will have to go back between the light and the dark world, but primarily the dark world is where we're going to be staying. Kinda don't have a choice because one of the items we need is in the Dark Palace. Yeah, because we have no choice but to get that in order for us to proceed through the rest of the Dark World. Yeah, this place is a dark and spooky place. But this is where it's going to be for the remainder of the game, unless we have to go to the light world in order to get stuff we never was able to get without the items we got from the dark world. And don't worry, we will get all of the power-ups here. Don't you worry. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, our objective is clear. We'll have to go through 7 palaces to find all 7 maidens that have been sent here. And our first trip is going to go to the Dark Palace. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in the next episode of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past DX when we start our journey through the Dark World. This is RVMan985. Peace out and take care.